Reel 1. I should really shave. But I'm just too lazy to do it, you know? Hey, I'm Jordan. Come on in, grab a seat. Let me tell you a story. Something that I learned not too long ago that I wish I would have learned a long time ago was that having a different mentality can completely change your life. Now, I don't mean cliche things like, be happier, just look at the world differently. No, I'm talking about a completely different way of thinking. I'm talking about the full send mentality. This is a phrase you've probably heard before. Full send it, bro. Full send. Hey. You in here full sending it? It's a very popular phrase, and for good reason. The idea is kind of a screw it, just go for it way of thinking. Now, that doesn't mean you can do everything and anything regardless of what happens. No, because that's called ignorance, stupidity, dumb. The full send mentality isn't supposed to get you killed or injured. Instead, it's supposed to get you to live your life and stop being indecisive. The reason behind this mentality is because we only have one life to live, so you might as well live it doing something that you really love. There's no point in waiting around for someone else to come along and change your life. So just do it. Full send. I've adopted this mentality and I use it all the time. In fact, it's the only reason I started content creation in the first place. There's no way I would have had the courage to start YouTube or TikTok if it wasn't for, full send it, bro. However, I can't take full credit for learning this mentality. In fact, I learned this from an extremely good friend of mine, a brother if you will. And for the sake of his story, we're gonna call him C. Now, I met C working an overnight security shift back when I lived in Florida earlier this year. Now, if you've ever worked a graveyard shift, you know that having a social life is extremely hard to do. When you go to work, your friends are living up the nightlife. When you come home, all your friends are getting ready to go to work or school. But lucky for me, C and I had a lot in common. So we hit it off really fast. Something that you noticed about C was that he had a certain attitude towards things. He always had this who cares kind of attitude with him, an attitude that I would later adopt with my own little twist on it though. But the one thing that you always noticed about C is that no matter what you asked him, he always gave you the same response. Screw it, man, just send it. Hey man, I'm thinking about going to KFC for lunch. What do you think? Screw it, man, just send it. Hey man, I've been trying to talk to this girl and I'm kind of afraid. Do you think I should just go ahead and do it? Screw it, man. Just send it. Hey man, I'm thinking about buying Rust. What do you think? Screw it, man. Just... Wait. This was the typical answer that C would give you if you ever asked him advice for something. Now, eventually during a shift at work, I actually brought up the interest in becoming a combat photographer in the military. And of course, C gave the same response. Screw it, man. Just send it. I told him that this is something I should probably really give some thought into, as it's extremely life-changing and I could possibly get hurt from it. But I'll never forget what he told me that day. Yeah, but you can literally get hurt doing anything. You can get hurt driving home right now. You could get hurt when you wake up tomorrow. You might as well get hurt doing the things that you really love and you're passionate about. There's no point in dying with regrets, right? So you might as well just full send it if you really want to do it. Who cares? You only get one life anyway. At the time, I didn't really know that I needed to hear something like that. But I took those words to heart, and I really adopted the full send mentality, and it has completely changed my life. I never thought a guy I became friends with by working an overnight security shift would give me advice that I really needed to hear. The fact was, at that point in my life, I was extremely lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do going forward. There's so many things I wanted to do, but I didn't have the courage to do literally any of them. I was so afraid of making the wrong move, and I was so afraid of making a mistake that I just did nothing. I was waiting for someone to come along and make the decision for me. Little did I know, that was never going to happen. I learned that only I can make my life better. Now, C has no idea how much he's changed my life, but hopefully he knows now. In my day-to-day life, I use the full send constantly, and it leads me to all kinds of crazy and amazing adventures, and I'm sure it can you too. Interested in trying a new hobby? Full send. Want to meet new people? Do it. Full send. I wish someone had given me that kind of advice when I was younger, because then maybe I would have done way more things with my life. But it's okay. I can't change the past. Only the future. Thanks so much for listening to my story, everyone. If you have any advice or you just want to tell me something, feel free to leave a comment below. As always, guys, I'm Jordan from the Broadcast Tavern. Remember, tell someone that you love them. Safe travels, everyone.